Lily Amanda here. This video is for photographers, consultants, and coaches. You want to save time on replying emails, like the normal inquiries that you get the same questions over and over again. And you find yourself repeating and copy and paste all the time to the inquiries. Then this video is for you. I know this is a pretty long video, but once you've done it, this is going to save you tons of time. So the time invested to build this system is totally worth it. And I highly encourage you to do this. So this is going to help you to save a lot of time. I'm going to share with you my method to reduce my email replying work, which is like, it's a very simple job. You just have to copy and paste and send it out. But sometimes when you're on the go, when you're on meetings or something like that, you cannot reply immediately, or it could be worse. Forget about replying. I am a professional portrait photographer. So for me, it's important that everyone coming to my world, they feel they are being taken care of. So this is something I do not want it to happen, but it did happen in the past because I was so busy with so many inquiries and then lost track who I replied, who I answered the question before or not. So then I found out a very good software. It's called Dubsado. I used it for nearly 3 years. It worked really, really well when I was running a campaign and I have many inquiries coming in and I completely lost track. So when I was running that campaign, Dubsado really works well for me because it takes care of all the things I need to do, like repetitive job for each and every inquiry, and take them onto a journey, and then they eventually book photo shoot with me, and then there will be more repetitive email to do. So I use Dubsado, really save tons of my time. Before, I was thinking that there's a two solution. Either I hire someone, an assistant, or I find a software that can solve my problem. And I did both. And at that time, for me, it works the best when I use a software to solve this problem. I'm going to show you briefly about Dubsado because I think it's a fantastic software. I don't use it anymore because I have finished the campaign and I don't need to use the system anymore, but I still need the very important part of the workflow. So I utilize another app, another software called Brevo to use the automation to reply emails, but Dubsado can do a lot more. For example, you come to this screen, this is the dashboard, and each and every one come into inquiry form, they fill out a form and it will become a project. That's the projects here. Okay, it does report and it help you to collect money, send invoice, and also it link to your calendar, Google Calendar, and a lot more, like address book, and also have templates like email templates, and also you can schedule appointment through Dubsado. Like your inquiry can actually go into Dubsado's system and to book appointment and see your available slots and then book appointment from there. And they give confirmation and get reminders from you if you set it up. So canned emails, that means just the repetitive emails that you usually send to your inquiries or your clients. And workflow is something I love. You have to go on to their pro version to get to workflows. Before, I think around 3 years, I paid $35 per month. And now they have raised up their price to different pricing. One is more entry point and without the workflow and scheduler. And that's the cheaper, about $20. And then if you want to use these two functions, then you will need to upgrade to Pro. That is $40 per month. If you are interested in Dubsado, you want to take a look, you can go ahead to sign up to their free account. You can find the link in the description. And if you want to go ahead to subscribe to them to try out with that link, or you can use the discount code I provide in the description, get 20% off for your first subscription. This is something for you. And so I would highly recommend you to check it out. Dubsado is a really great program. But if I'm going to run a bigger project or campaign again, I would definitely going to go back to Dubsado because it is just so complete for a freelancer like me. Instead of hiring someone, I pay $40 a month to get things sorted, and that saved me hours of work. And it was super important for me to have this system in place. And because when you can have a system, I think scheduling really takes a lot of time. Like when I schedule appointment with my client, with my inquiries, that's all manual work. And with Dubsado, you can just let your client to choose when they're available, come to your office, your studio, and also they can reschedule if they need to, or they can cancel the appointment if they want to as well. So this is all I think it's all very good in place. It's very good for photographers, coaches, consultants, and also for makeup hair artists. I think these are all work really well. This is basically a client relationship management. Okay, if you manage their journey, like they come to you and they feel they are being looked after, if you take care of this journey very well, when you take them on as a client, they will be much more easier to handle because they trust you already through the journey being in contact with you. So that was Dubsado. I'm just introduce you about Dubsado if you're interested, because I think people have different demand. That is all more automatically to do everything for you. But bear in mind, when I sign up Dubsado, I think it took me about 2 or 3 days to get to know what it is, because I have never used any automation or CRM before. CRM is customer relationship management. So it was a huge learning curve for me, but they do a very, very good program, like an educational program that walk you through all the steps. So I just follow step by step what they teach me, and then I set it up everything. Okay, so you just have to go through that for a few days, and then you all set up. You're gonna save a lot of time. Okay, so this is a super important thing. And after Dubsado, I don't need all these functions anymore. I don't need the scheduler. I don't need so many functions anymore because I don't have so many inquiry after the project finished. So I was looking for something else, just do one thing. Once someone go on my website and fill out the form to inquire my service, I want 2 things done. After fill out the form, they will get an automation email sent to their inbox to tell them about what is photo shoot, what they inquire roughly about the service, just to prepare them. And if they have any more questions, of course, afterwards, then I will manually reply their questions. But first of all, this is very important. Like the first email come out really quick. I will set up like after 5 minutes or 10 minutes, they will get the first email straight away to reply to their inquiry. For example, they want to inquire about headshot, professional branding, or their personal photo shoot. So these are our different emails, and it depends on what option, what service they ask, and then the automation email will be sent to them. And so that's the one thing. The second thing is I want a copy of the inquiry going to my inbox. And I have looked it up at different apps, like mostly email marketing apps like MailerLite or MailChimp. They do provide this workflow, like they will send out the automation email. But the one who actually gave me complete control of everything is actually Brevo. Okay, this is Brevo. And what is good about Brevo is it's free. You can sign up for free and use it for free. I'm still using the free version. And the limitation is you can send out only 300 email a day. That means you can't have more than 300 inquiry a day, which I don't. And even the campaign, I send out a campaign, like campaign email to all my subscribers, it still not exceeds 300. So I'm still on the free subscription. But once I exceed that amount, of course, I will upgrade because it works really well for me. So this is something I want to share with you. If you're like me, have a smaller inquiry every day, and then this system will work for you as well. I have been using Brevo for 2 years. So I'm going to show you how you can set up an automation email to your inquiries or to anything you need. First, we design a form, give them options like what service inquired, and then according to that, and send out an email to them. Okay, so this is what we're going to do today with Brevo. First, design the form. Second, and design the email. Just write down email, like what you want to reply. And the third is set up the automation to send out the email. Okay, so that's just 3 basic things we're going to do in this video. Okay, you ready? Let's get on with it. So now I have logged into my Brevo account. This is a test account that I want to show you how you can set up from scratch. Okay, and I will also show you how it looks like in my own account as well. That I will show you later when it's needed. If you haven't opened an account with Brevo yet, go ahead to follow the link in the description to open an account. I don't know if I can get discount code or not. If I can, I will also leave it in the description. Okay, because these things change from time to time, so I will update in the description or in the comments so I can keep you up to date. And so this is my Brevo account, my test account, all brand new from scratch. And first thing is that when the inquiry come in, you set up a form. You can embed it to your website or send them the link of the inquiry form so they can give you the email and then send you the questions and inquire for your service. So I'm going to just pretend that Dark Pink is a portrait studio. Okay, we're going to set up like that. If you are a hair or makeup artist, then you will have different type of service. Then you can put into the form. And also if you're a consultant and coaches, and then you will have different options for your inquiry to choose. And according to what they choose, and send them an email. Okay, so first thing is the form. So the form is from contacts. So I'm going to contacts. So now it's only just me as a subscriber. Okay, and now we go to forms, and then I'm going to create the first subscription form. And this is basically what they do is they use it as a newsletter subscription, but we are using it for different purpose. Okay, just to let you know, it's not subscription, it's actually an inquiry form. And so I'm going to create a form name. I'm just going to say photo shoot inquiry. And if you are in EU like me, you will need to click this enable GDPR form. If you're not, you don't have to. This is for complying to GDPR. GDPR is basically just to say that you're not going to use their information to sell it to the third party, things like that. Okay, this is just, you can read more about it, and I'm going to leave it for the time being, and I'm going to click next. So design, you have all this design. You can build from the design. You can do, this is customize the big tags. That's the text from the design. So we are going to build this. So first, this title, okay, that's from here. You can drag another one if you want to. Okay, delete it. So I'm going to customize this one, and title I'm going to just say contact the studio. I don't think I would need this one. You have to have an email, that's all. I'm going to delete this one and just your email, and then I'm going to add attributes here. This is not this one, is you can set what attributes you want. Attribute is like think about that's the title of the box you want, and here are already default. They are first name, last name, and contact. You can also add a new attribute. This is something we're going to do in a minute. So I'm going to just put first name. Okay, you can do the last name, surname as well if you want to. And enter your email address to subscribe. I think this is too long, so I was just going to edit this, just first name. Email, I'm just going to reduce the sentence, it's too long to read. Your email address. Okay. Here, it's just a help text. I will actually turn it off. I don't need help text. This one also, I don't need help text. Okay, first name, your email address. The next attributes, I will put it above here, down here, it's the phone number. And phone. Okay, I mean Malta, so this is the Malta's flag. And this one is not required. Okay, so you see the star is gone. If required, they have to fill it. If they don't fill it, the form won't go through. So I don't want them to have to, like, I can make it as optional. So I'm even going to put it here, optional. Okay, so they know they can fill it or not, it's up to them. And I don't want the field text. And next one, I need go back to here, and I need to give them options, what they want to inquire. Okay, I would give them choices to tick the boxes, which one they want to inquire. For example, you can have a checkbox. If I use a checkbox, and I can list all these service I want, but checkbox is like you can inquire more than one. You can tick more than one, and this is not something I want. Actually, I just want them to pick one. So I'm going to delete this one. It depends on your service, you choose which one is suitable, is suit the best for you. So I'm just going to put in name, and let me see. Okay, build, come back to build. So I wanted to have this single choice actually. Okay, no attribute to mapped in the single choice. Please create a category type attribute. Okay, so we need to add a new attribute. A new attribute is the service you're providing. Okay, and so I'm going to open another tab. So you need to add a new attribute, the list of service you provide that people might inquire. And so I'm going to add a new attribute that is called service, whatever you want to call it, service. And type is, I'm going to put category because I have several different, I want to put 3 options they can choose. For example, first it's a headshot, photo shoot, ad, and portrait photo shoot, and other. If they have other inquiry, like for example, if they want to inquire other type of service, people actually, like photography, there's quite a wide range. People might want to inquire for wedding, events, or a family photo shoot. Okay, and I will just list 3 that the main things I do. Okay, others if they want to inquire other type of photo shoot, they can option for 3. Okay, but mainly my service is targeted for 2, and that's why I put these 2 down, and I give them the 3rd option too. So I'm going to create attributes. So that's it. You can see this is a new one coming up here. Okay, and I think when I go back here, and I have to delete this one, and I'm going to add the single choice again. So I'm going to drag this one here. Okay, and then display option. So I'm going to use just radio button and attribute list. Still haven't got attribute list, so I guess I have to refresh it. Okay, so let me just go next. You have to click next in order to make everything safe. Okay, we strongly recommend you, I don't use it. Okay, you can use it if you would like, but I don't. Okay, so let me go back to this and return to this step, see if it refreshed. Design. Okay, we'll come back to design now, and then let me drag this one to see if it works. Ta-da! So you just have to click next to make it refresh, and then the system will update. Then you can come back to drag this single choice, and you will have this attribute list. Okay, and I'm just going to leave it to radio buttons, and you can have the drop down list. But I prefer this, people can see straight away. And I don't need help text, you can if you want to. And then field required. This is absolutely required because this is all the choices to trigger which email to send to them. And that's it. That's about it. And I also want to include a text box where they can leave messages to me. And so that's another attribute you need to add. So I'm going to drag this. Okay, so I will have the option to create a new attribute. I'm going to delete this in a minute, but I just want to have the option so I can create a new attribute. And so I'm going to click this. Right, and then these are the default ones you cannot edit. Okay, so I'm going to add a new attribute called message, and this is a text. Create attribute. So I have this new one that people can input a message and send it to me. And then I go back to my form now, and then what to do next is actually just go next. So the list will refresh, and I come back to return to this step. Okay, so I suppose have this new attribute in it, and I'm going to delete this one. I don't need it. Yes, delete it. So for message, you actually just drag this attribute here. Okay, and I'll drag it over here, and then I can choose from the attribute list. Is message I just created. Okay, and this is not required for required field, and I don't need the help text. So I'm just going to put a different name, just a message. MESSAGE. Okay. Customize this label. I'm just put what type of photo you interested. Okay, that's it. And here, then I can change the title text. I can change it to anything I want, like this, the font I want to change into. This is a bit strange, I can't do it. So what I'm going to do is do next to refresh, because I'm using this different browser, DuckDuckGo, so I don't think it's fully compatible. I would suggest you to use Chrome for this instance. Usually I use DuckDuckGo because it's more secure. So I'm going to return to this step. Okay, and then I'm going to set it as multi-lines. And I'm going to design, I'm going to go back here, I'm going to design my text, the first one. So it's actually kind of dark blue color, so I'm going to drag it all the way to black. Okay, contact the studio and text, and I want a different font, perhaps this one. I'll just change it for you so you know, like you can customize this. I'm going to drag it all the way here as well, and so that's more like it. And the button, I want to change the color. I want to change the background color, maybe it's more goldish brown color, like this. Okay, this is fine, and that's it. So you have other options to customize to coordinate your brand, and that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to, so this is the form done. It's a very simple one, and absolutely you can add many information if you like, but if you have a lot for people to fill, people will get tired of input information, so they actually will just come out of it. So I make this form, I'm going to type optional, because people will say, oh, if I have to put in the form, sometimes put people off to give me information. I don't want to put people off to give me information, so I will actually say this is optional. Okay, and then I think that's it. Just make it simple, easy for people to fill. And I'm going to click next. This is for, and yes, I'm not doing this. That's how the form look like. And you can also change the background colors from white to other colors as well. And you can do it in design here. And select a list. For example, I haven't got the list yet, so I'm going to create. This is the list containing everyone who fill out this form for me. So I'm just going to put photo show inquiries. Okay, and the folder, my first folder, or I can create a new folder if I want to, but this is just for test. If you have a lot, you start to organize it. Create a list. Okay, so that's the one. That's the one ticked. Or you can choose multiple lists you want to add your inquiries in. Next. Okay, so this is double confirmation. And for inquiries, I don't use it. No confirmation email, okay? Because I'm going to send an automatic email message. This form is not to subscribe to newsletter, okay? Bear in mind, this is not about it. Of course, if you have a newsletter and you want to have an option for people to opt in, you can also put in the bottom as well. For example, you go back to the design. You can add another attribute to do this. For example, let me just come back to here. Let me just drag this attribute here. Okay, and then here will be an option, create a new attribute. So again, I'm going to add this one is for newsletter. Okay, and option would be Boolean, because it's a yes or no. Is that how to pronounce it? Okay, now here. So we're going to choose Boolean because it's a yes or no. And create the attribute. And there you are. We have it here. So then again, we have to click next. And then go back to the step here. Will be in the checkbox actually. So we delete this one. Okay, because we use that to add an attribute. And this one is actually checkbox. And then we can add this attribute list. It's opt-in here, newsletter. Okay, you can just say, let me just type this. Can say sign up for our newsletter to receive updates or promotions or special offer. Now I'm going to turn off the help text. So just something very simple. If you want to have a newsletter, then they can click here and to opt in. This is an option if you have a newsletter. So I'm going to go next. And then we already set up this list, and next. So no confirmation email, because this is not a sign up newsletter form. So I'm not using the confirmation email, okay? Your message has sent successfully. Okay, I have to change this. It's not subscription. Sent successfully. Oh gosh, return to this step. Your message. Please try again. Okay, so these are all good. I'm going next. You can customize those fields. And here's a share. Like if you don't have a website, you use like just social media, you can actually copy this link and paste it wherever you need it for people to inquire for your service. And if you have a website, you can use this iframe, HTML, or simple HTML. I will highly recommend not use the simple one, but use iframe or HTML. I use HTML to embed it to my website. So this is what you can do. Just copy and paste into your website. So this is it. So I'm going to click done. So this is the form already created. We have this photo shoot inquiry. Yay! And the next thing is to write the emails. Okay, so I'm going to ask Chat GPT to help. If you can as well, I'm going to click this. Okay, so we're going to set up the automation emails. I'm going to ask Chat GPT to help me to write the emails. So we have our inquiry form ready. And next thing is to prepare the emails that we are going to send to the inquiries when they inquire different type of service. And then this one, I'm going to ask Chat GPT to help me to write these emails as an example for you. Okay, so I'm going to ask my portrait studio is pink studio. I email automation to reply to inquiry. Portrait photography studio, okay? Just be clear. Inquiries, headshot, personal photo shoot, and other. Please write type for inquiries. Okay, so that's it. Just a very short, see what Chat GPT will give me. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to copy and paste these 3 different templates. It looks good, but I'm just doing an example for you, and also to tell you can utilize AI to help you to write the emails. And just by asking a question, that is you have to give as much detail as possible when you work with AI, and it will customize for you. For example, I will just say more like headshot is focus on personal branding or something like that, and I will say, hey, please include this part. Our headshot photo shoot is focused on personal brandings rather than just a CV photo. I can say that, and I say, could you edit this into the email? And then AI will, according to what you want, to edit the email for you. Okay, so I'm just going to copy and paste. Here, I'm going to automations. Create your first automation. Okay, so let's create our first automation. So it takes a big time. It takes up 6 minutes to create this. So I'm going to pause this for you, okay? When it's done, I'll come back. Okay, so I'm back. It actually took roughly about 6-7 minutes. So now we can create automations, and now is to build the email template, the one I just generated from Chat GPT. So let's go to email templates. So these are the default ones. I'm going to leave them as they are and create template, email template. And Brevo also supports WhatsApp and SMS, but I don't use them. You can go ahead to explore them. I'm going to use email templates. The first one would be, let me copy from Chat GPT. Just copy and paste, very easy, simple, and subject line here, you see, it's all give it to you. But I do feel like everyone has different voice, and I would customize it to how I would say it instead of just copy and paste from AI. It's very it's too lazy just copy and paste from AI, because you need to also, during this process of contacting customers, inquiries, prospects, you need to I think give them a little bit of yourself. I think that's how I feel, to build relationship, because essentially what we do here is to build relationship. Preview text, we don't need this, and hi, and then I'm to copy here. Okay, and from email, this you need to set up. Okay, I have set up the email with Brevo and also have the confirmation, so I have this in place. And if you haven't done it, you will need to set this up. Name, from name, Pink Studio, Pink Portrait Studio. And that's it. I'm going to next step. These are advanced options, but I will leave it as they are, and then I go to next step. Next step is design. They do offer you different type of templates, okay? And there are some very fancy ones and code my own. And this is the one I usually use, just a simple one I usually use, because I want it to look like an email, not a newsletter. So I use this one. You can choose whatever you like. Okay, so edit your style, and I will suggest you to go through this actually when you first time using it, and you actually walk you through what it has to offer, just some educational stuff. So I'm gonna close it, and dear so and so, so I'm going to just copy and paste here. I'm going to delete this one. I do find this got a little bit problem when deleting sometimes. Okay, and then paste here. Okay, here, and dear this one. So obviously I have to remove this. So you need to customize it to the format you like. Dear, I'm going to put this one as a name. So I'm going to delete this customer and put down this the attribute, so it will show the name if they give me the name. And here's content, your name, Lily Amanda. Okay, so your contact information is Pink Studio Malta. Okay, something like that. You go back to content here, and then you can even drag a footer. If you have customized footer, it will be all here. Okay, you can also do this. It looks good. Okay, but I'm not going to use this part, so I'm going to just delete it. I'm just telling you have option. Okay, so this is the first email, and save and quit. So I'm going to go ahead to do exactly the same thing for the rest of 3 emails. So I'm going to save and activate this email. It's very important you have to activate it. Okay, so that's the first one. And then I'm going ahead to go to automations and email templates to add the rest of 2 emails here. Okay. And you can watch what I do as well, and I'll do it as quick as possible. Just repeat the steps. Subject. So this is it. We have 3 email templates done, and now we are going to the automation to build the workflow. This is super exciting. This is a little bit advanced, but do follow along. You will be able to set it up yourself as well. It's not that difficult. Once you go step by step to follow how to build the automation workflow, you can do it too. Okay, you just have to go slowly. What you have to do is like watch one step, pause it, and do it yourself in your Brevo account. And after you've done it, come back to watch the video for another step, and then pause it, and then go into your Brevo account again to do the second step. Okay, so you just have to follow step by step. It's not complicated at all. You can do it. So I'll go back to these automations. and I'm going to create an automation here. I'm just going to use this classic editor, okay, and it just walk you through each and every step you have to do. It's very easy. Name of the automation, it just for inquiry, photo shoot inquiry. It's still the same. Allow your contact to enter the automation more than once. Yes, because they can inquire this year or next year. It's up to them. So they can, absolutely can. So here, create automation. So you get this. And the first entry, it asks you a lot of questions, but don't panic. I'm going to walk you through. So a contact submit form, right? We created that one. So we're going to go through this. And so when the contact submit a form, and which form? Photo shoot inquiry, right? I'm going to click OK. The next step to click plus. And you should give it a condition. If contact details, okay, let me just say if the contact details, let's say if you choose the headshot or the personal photo shoot or others, okay, that's the attributes that we created. So we're going to click this one. So attribute would be the service is the same as headshot. If it's headshot, click OK. If it's headshot, yes, then we're going to send them that email. So here we plus, on the yes, we're going to plus here. Send an email. Which email to send? Headshot, photo shoot inquiry, right? So I'm going to click OK here. So that's it, that's done. If not, what happened? Then we're going to add another condition. If else, and contact details, contact attribute conditions here. What conditions? It would be if the service, if it's same as portrait photo shoot, and click OK. So we come back to here, you see, if it's portrait photo shoot, if yes, what to do? Send them an email. Which email to send? Personal photo shoot. Okay. Okay, portrait photo shoot is the same as personal photo shoot. Okay, I should name them the same, but I'll just let you know. Let's treat portrait photo shoot and personal photo shoot is the same. Okay. And then if no, if not any of them, we give a condition. Okay, if no, give another condition. If else, contact details, contact attribute condition. If go to the service is the same as other. If yes, we give them an email. Which email? Yes, other inquiries, and click OK. So this is it. Super easy, right? I know I go a bit faster, but you can also slow down. On the YouTube, you can change the speed, or you just simply have to pause and then watch it again. Okay, it's not that difficult. So this is all set. I'm going to activate the automation. Then that's it. That's active. Okay, so this is it. 3 things. You design the form. And then second, you write the email. And third, you build the workflow, the automation workflow. And this is it. This is done. So next thing is you start to give this form. You go to contacts, the forms, and you click on the form and go to the button share. Go to the bottom share here, return to this step, right? And copy this link to anyone, to anywhere you post your social media post or your contact information. You send them this so they can fill up the form for you, or you embed this to your website so they can inquire from your website straight away. And then once they submit the form, they will receive the email straight away without you worry about anything. And there's the extra step I want to do is I want the inquiry, the prospect, when they submit the form, I will receive a copy as well. So I'm going to show you how to do it. And if you don't need this, you can skip this step and you're done. Okay, you can go ahead to do whatever you like. And so if you want to know how to send a copy of these inquiries information into your inbox without coming to check, here is what you can do. You go to the automation, again, the same automation. So when the inquiry come in, submitted a form, here I'm going to click plus and send a notification to myself. Okay, so there will be an email template you need to create. So I'm going to show you how to create a new template. Here, I'm going to click this one. So you open up a new tab. Template name, just inquiry message, subject line, new message from website. It can be anything. This subject line is because this email going to send to myself, so I just need to give it a name that I will remember. And from email, yes, from myself, yes, from Pink. And then next step is the same to set up an email, the same. So I'm going to use a simple one. Here, I don't need this one. I'm just going to delete. I'm going to click here. And then this is a delete button. And here, I'm going to place this. Okay, emails from the first name, service, and surname, and service or message. Message is more important for me because some people do tell me that they, especially what type of photo shoot they could be, they want to have a glamour photo shoot or they want to have like a black and white photo shoot. So sometimes I think message for me is very important. That's why I put it here. And then these are parameters. They are parameters. These are just a bit of a code, but don't get intimidated by this because this is just super easy. This is all the same, you see? Params and contact, and this is message, param, contact. And so this is all the data from the attribute. Okay, you just have to go back to your attribute. So I have two services actually in that one, but this one just one. Okay, so you actually just have to go to the attribute to see what's the name you give it. And these are the name. These three are default, and these two are what we just did, what we just created, remember? So you just have to put it over here and copy and paste this, okay? And if you need this, I will leave it in the description so you can copy and paste, okay? So I'm going to save and quit, and save and activate it. Okay, so this is done. So I'm going to come back here to refresh the list. And then come back here. What was the name? Let me see. Inquiry message. Okay, here. So it's the refresh the list, and then I found this inquiry message here. Okay, and to who? Okay, I'm going to send it to myself, right? And you can send it to any of your email you want. So I'm going to click OK. And that's it. That's it. You're done. And this is super important for me to take care of the prospect for me. And because they will get this email straight away once after the inquiry. So that's a fast response. And second, I also get the copy of what they inquire, and it's important information for me as well. In case they pick up their phone and call me, say, I just send you this information. Do you know this? So I will actually get a message in my inbox. So I will get to know, okay, Deborah, you just inquired. Yes, I got your message. That is something important for me. And I think it's important for all the professional services. Okay, so this is the whole setup of this automation to send out email, and you can tweak it if you want. Let me just tell you another one. Okay, you can also add a delay. For example, you want to send out the message not straight away, you want to add maybe 10 minutes. You can just before the email here, before sending the email here, to click plus and add a delay. And I would say maybe 15 minutes later after they submitted the form, and okay. So the system will also wait 15 minutes before you send out the email, and you can do that with each and every one. Okay, so this is another tip to add a delay to send out the automation email. So this is it. It is active and it's ready to work for you. Okay, so this is the video today, and I know this is a pretty long video, and I go through all the detail with you about how to set this up. And it will take you a little bit of time to set this up, but once you've done it, this is going to save you tons of time. So the time invested to build this system is totally worth it. And I highly encourage you to do this. If you are any professions that you're a freelancer, you're a solopreneur, or doing a part-time job, and on the weekend you're doing this. So this is going to help you to save a lot of time. In the next video, I'm going to share with you an important tip that how to deal with unsubscribers. I mean, this is a very important tip that not many people talk about it, because this step you need to set up to prevent your email to be marked spam. Okay, so this is a super important step, and that will be in the next video, and I hope you will subscribe and get notifications so you will get the updates. It's Lily Amanda here. If you find value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to share with you more techie tips and tricks. And I will talk to you in the next video.